Well, Billie Joe Armstrong was doing just about everything you can do. I mean, this band is one busy band. They are just constantly touring. They've got, they have 3 albums out now?
Yeah, they released 3 every other month or something.
Right. I mean, they're crazy.
What do they call it? It was like Uno, Dos.
Trey, yeah. Yeah. And they're crazy busy touring. They're trying to promote these records, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Billie Joe Armstrong is struggling, as he's been struggling for a long time with mostly, I guess alcohol is really the bigger problem. And finally it blew up, and so he goes into rehab for the first time. He comes out and he declares that that's that. I'll talk about it here at Rolling Stone, and that's it. And then I'm on my way. I mean, they're literally getting right back ready to get back on the road, which seems kind of crazy.
What? You don't think so? Just jump right back into it?
I don't know. You know, it might be the best thing for him, but it might not.
Yeah.
He points out himself that, you know, I'm in a business, I'm in a job where 70 to 75% of the people who I perform for are getting wasted.
Yep.
So that's kind of a little tricky.
So you don't think he's going to pull, who was that? Who was it that you saw at the Fox that no beer allowed?
Well, Neil Young did, but that wasn't because
Aerosmith.
He had a drinking problem. Yeah, Aerosmith did at the Palace, though. They had no booze.
I can't see Green Day ever doing that.
No way. No, I can't see him even asking.
Shock.
But he went to Vegas on September 21st for the iHeartRadio concert. And was a mess, a runaway combination of pills for anxiety and insomnia compounded by a long history of heavy drinking. Backstage before Green Day's set, I took him aside, Mike Dirnt recalled, and told him, dude, you got to have to lay off the sauce.
Dude.
And the minute...
He probably did say dude.
You got to lay off the sauce, dude. It says dude, you got to lay off the sauce.
I thought you added that.
No, I did not. Dude, you got to lay off the sauce. And the minute I walked on stage, I thought, this is not going to be good. We're known as a pretty tight band. He could not play guitar that night. Instead, Armstrong smashed his instrument after a profanity-laden diatribe against the event and the short set time. On October 24th, Armstrong entered a month-long outpatient rehab program. So this is outpatient, too. It wasn't like he was in there getting pestered with therapy or taking that pesky therapy. He just did it at home with his wife and kids around, and I guess really didn't even... It sounds like he pretty much did this alone, you know, maybe with a nurse on
strong
hand.
Will, yeah.
Yeah, and strong will and not wanting to be around his kids, of course. And I guess I'm sure his wife helped him to some degree. But a lot of stuff dates back to 21st Century Breakdown. There were meltdowns on that tour that were huge. At a 2010 show in Peru during an anti-technology rant, Armstrong shouted, I can't wait for Steve Jobs to die of effing cancer. Jobs died a year later and was, of course, sick with cancer at the time, which I think had just been made public. It was a really stupid thing, Armstrong says, cringing. A lot of that bleep was going on. During his rehab, he had only what he calls semi-contact with Dirnt and Cool. I wrote him and Adrian.
Cool.
His, yeah, I know.
Very cool. That's his last name.
Adrian's his wife. I wrote him and Adrian a few letters explaining how I felt, how I was concerned and proud of him, says Dirnt. Sometime later, as Armstrong relates in his interview, the two friends unexpectedly ran into each other over coffee in Oakland. Billy apologized to me from the bottom of his heart. Dirnt says it was just 2 old friends on a park bench, and these guys go back to childhood.
Way back, yeah.
Naturally, this is not something that's going to stop Green Day. Armstrong characterizes his regimen of recovery as meditation through prayer combined with meetings and common sense about limits. We're going into this tour making sure we do everything we can where everybody feels healthy, safe, and happy. We'll see what happens after that. He started writing new music and mentions 2 impending milestones in 2014, the 10th and 20th anniversaries, respectively, of American Idiot and Dookie. There's that to think about, he notes, laughing. It seems like there's always something with this band to think about.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of our second session, I asked Armstrong if he owes one more apology. You know, I hate this.
What do you mean? Does he feel like he has to apologize?
Yeah, no, and this guy asking the question, do you think you owe the fans an apology? Really?
Why?
Come on.
He made good music.
This guy gives his life to his fans. I mean, the more you read this
show, you know.
Well, yeah, maybe for a show or two. I understand that, but
I've never heard anybody complain about a Green Day show.
No, and that's exactly the point. As you read this thing, you come to the conclusion that this guy gives his heart and soul and every ounce of energy he has to Green Day fans. That's his life is Green Day. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and while he sounds like he's dedicated to them, it's just very apparent that this guy is amazingly dedicated to entertaining these fans. And the idea that he owes them an apology because he went into rehab, I think that's really stupid. And I think it's stupid he was even asked that. But then he says, I let them down. The thing in Vegas, some people love it, some people hate it. I know I'm not going to relive that. There's a side of me I don't want my fans to ever see again. I want to put on good shows. I want to be reliable, and we plan on being reliable. And I think that's the part that really bothers him, that by going into rehab, he missed a few shows. Mm-hmm. And he points out, people make plans, they save money, they, get babysitter, whatever people have to go through to.
That's him apologizing to the fans right there.
Yeah, It wasn't quite couched that way, but yeah, I sort of took it that way. Bottom line is he's one of these guys that feels he wants to be counted on to be there when it says Green Day. He should be there with bells on, and so I think he felt really bad that by going into rehab, he did have to miss a few things. What drugs were you taking? I don't want to say. They were prescription for anxiety and sleep. I started combining them to a point where I didn't know what I was taking during the day and what I was taking at night. It was just this routine. My backpack sounded like a giant baby rattle from all the vials inside.
That's funny.
How much were you drinking? What's your idea of heavy? Some people can go out and have a couple drinks and they can take it or leave it. I couldn't predict where I was going to end up at the end of the night.
Oh my God.
I'd wake up in a strange house on a couch. I wouldn't remember how. It was a complete blackout. I've been trying to get sober since 1997, right around Nimrod, but I didn't want to be in any program. Sometimes being a drunk, you think you can take on the whole world by yourself. This was the last straw. I had no choices anymore. Drinking was a big part of Green Day's original image. Three guys making great punk records around a few bottles and a six-pack. Or smoking. We were total potheads, hence the name, Green Day. We've always been drinkers. Our favorite bands were drinkers. Growing up around the nonprofit no-alcohol Berkeley Club, Gilman Street, we drank behind the bushes until we were old enough to get into the bars. I played on stage loaded a lot. I have anywhere from 2 to 6 beers and a couple of shots before I go on stage. Then go and play the gig and drink for the rest of the evening on the bus. Fall asleep, wake up the next day, feel like bleep. Do sound check. It was over and over again. In that way, I was a functioning alcoholic. Were there any warning signs on the way to Vegas? It's funny because there was an incident in England. We were playing some shows in Europe. I was at my pill-taking height at that time, medicating the bleep out of myself because I couldn't sleep. We went to Japan. We went to England. We were zigzagging everywhere. One night I called a friend who was in the hotel room next door. I said, come over, have some coffee. It's 7 a.m. I'm like, I just took all of this stuff. I can't sleep. It was all normal talk like how we're talking now. Afterwards, I'm sitting in my room. I get a text from my manager. Come on down. We have to talk about the Reading Festival. I went down there. He was sitting there, and he goes, we're getting on a plane. We're canceling the rest of this tour, and you're going through rehab. I was like, what? You're going into a rehab. You're going to a rehab. I was like, what? What the F are you talking about? I'm not going to do that.
Oh, rehab. I love it.
We talked about it later. We got to this theater gig we were playing in London. I said, I didn't want them to cancel these gigs. It just can't happen. Tell you what, as soon as we get home and we're done with the press and this stuff after iHeartRadio the week following, I'll go to rehab. But I can't cancel any of this bleep now.
You're going into a rehab.
Oh, juice.
5 and 6.
Juice.
Are you still taking drugs? Ever overdose?
By the way, it's Bill Armstrong, someone pointed out. It's not Billy Joe. It's Bill Armstrong.
Bill Armstrong. Duh!
Man, you're really failing on your...
I know. I'm sorry. I'm glad there's so many people policing it, though. It really makes it a lot easier.
Your resolution's bombing.
No, it's not bombing. People are into it. I'm just failing.
Yeah.
A week before the Vegas incident, I saw Green Day at Irving Plaza in New York. It was a great gig. This is the writer, I guess. 40 songs over nearly 3 hours. You also looked like you were dancing on the edge of control. You were drunk a lot, and I remember thinking, he could easily lose it here. He could easily lose it here. What was he thinking? That sounds like a weird thing to think. Yeah. He could easily lose it here. He's dancing on the edge. Stupid.
Shut up.
It was in New York jitters. I threw back 4 or 5 beers before we went on. Probably had 4 or 5 beers when we played. Then I drank my body weight in alcohol after that. Ended up hungover on the West Side Highway, laying in a little park.
Oh,
man.
Oh.
There are a lot of gigs where I was definitely walking that line between what is control and what isn't. I like the feeling, like when you're walking on air. It's like flight and danger. But that show is also the 30th anniversary of my father's death. Andrew Armstrong died of cancer in 1982 when Billie Joe was 10. That was weighing on me. We finished the set with Wake Me Up When September Ends, written about his father. It was a pretty heavy night. In Vegas, though, you completely lost control. And, you know, we'll take a break here, and I can come back to that and wrap it up. It's actually pretty lengthy. It's like 4 full pages, which you won't read all of it. But, yeah, the Vegas disaster and then what's going on now. And let me go back to some other stories and issues with the band Green Day. Actually, it look like they're coming out of this just fine. I had no idea the song's about his father, by the way.
Oh, really?
None.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of great songs.
They damn sure do. I just seen reading this, I realized. I certainly think of them as a prolific band.
Yep.
But I tend to take them for granted.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
How did you know it was... Oh, like my father. Duh! Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. All right, we'll take our break, and then we'll get back into Billy Joe. And anybody has any reason to call, 313-298-WRF. Just open lines, anything.
Comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends.
Into a rehab.
It's another Looney Tune from Drew and Mike on the roof. Too cool, man.
You're going into a rehab.
I was drooling like a kid in preschooling.
You're going into a rehab.
Oh, lot of chemicals I was abusing. Red bloodshot eyes crawling on my knees. Women show me their jugs in exchange for my drugs. Oh, I did a whole lot of drugs.
You're going into a rehab.
I took a whole lot of drugs.
You're going into a rehab.
I crawled around like a slug.
You're going into a rehab.
I did a whole lot of drugs. I was grooving while the room kept moving. It was a good job, baby, but the brain cells I was losing. Stayed up every night. I gotta get some more drugs. I'm combing through the shag rugs. Look at the pieces of drugs. Oh, I did a whole lot of drugs. I did some dishes with drugs. But do you have any drugs? I want a whole lot of drugs. My brain is fried. My woman till you don't need anymore. I'm gonna hurl. I think I'm on a bad trip, man.
You're going into a rehab. You're going into a rehab.
It's funny, just looking at some of the texts and reading the story about Billie Joe Armstrong. Who is Billie Joe Armstrong? What band is he in? Drew has not said.
Really?
I think I did say at the very beginning. We talking about Green Day?
Who's this Billie Joe Armstrong you're talking about?
Who is this Billie Joe Armstrong?
Is he related to...
First of all, he's got too many names.
Yeah, is he related to Bill Armstrong?
Yes, he is. Bill Armstrong, indeed. Billie Joe Armstrong, no. No more. You are Bill Armstrong. Or Billy Armstrong.
I thought of another one. Sandy O'Connor.
Oh,
Saturday, okay.
Yeah.
She was on some show the other day.
San Connor?
Sand?
Yeah, no, just San. S-A-N.
Sand.
Billy Joe was talking about Billy. Bill was talking about this Vegas thing, this iHeartRadio, which sounds so stupid, iHeartRadio convention.
Yeah.
And that was when he came unglued, and
because they cut him off.
Yeah, they wanted like a 15-minute set or something, which
What?
got them all pissed.
They gave somebody else more time. Was it Biebs? No wonder.
Well,
So?
I don't think they talk about the politics here. They just talk about him on stage, basically.
So I'm just outraged.
Have you seen the video, Drew?
Of him at iHeartRadio?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay, I'll find it. I gotta make sure it's in an
Is it
edited
on
version.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's on the YouTube.
What a silly question.
But I want to make sure, like I said, it's edited. So.
Anyway, says, as soon as I land in Vegas, I was in a bad mood. A lot of us trying to come up with a set list. I'd say to Adrian, what do you think of this set list? Then I'd text Mike, what do you think of this? I remember this feeling of, what the F am I doing here? And really, it's very unclear to me why this is so upsetting to him. I mean, he doesn't explain it very well.
I think it was just a bunch of, doofus other bands that made him mad.
I got really PO'd. I went to this place where guitarist Jason White was having lunch and a glass of wine. I'm trying not to drink, but I was already filled up with a lot of drugs. I go, I'm going to have some wine. At some point during that day, I was just, snaps his fingers, gone. I blacked out. I remember tiny things, getting to the venue, being backstage, trying to shake the buzz off. God, this never happens to me. I don't drink that much, but I do remember, back in the day being so bombed where you're kind of reconstructing an evening. Oh, yeah. That's the worst feeling, and I cannot imagine doing that every day.
No.
Oh. Eesh. At some point during that time, I just blacked out. So I remember tiny things, being backstage, trying to shake the buzz off. I remember seeing the 15-minute sign, clicking down, click, click, click. Then I went out and got hammered the rest of the night. The next morning I woke up, I asked Adrian, how bad was it? She said, it's bad.
Oh.
I called my manager. He said, you're getting on a plane, going back to Oakland, going into a rehab immediately. I said, all right. How long do you think you were supposed to play? I heard 15 minutes. Adrian seemed to think it was a half hour. We usually play for 2.5, 3 hours. I'd barely break a sweat in 15 minutes. I should have played a few songs and been done with it. My sister Anna was watching it on the internet. She called my other sister, my mother, who were there. She's like, what's going on? My mother said, he's drunk. Do you have any memory of what you did or said on stage? No, people remind me a little bit, or I'll see a photograph and it makes me so sick. What I said or did, that's not what really bothers me. It's the fact that it wasn't me. I'm not that person. I don't want to be like that. I'm a blackout drinker. That's basically what happened. Sometimes people will talk about it. I'll go, yeah, but it's like amnesia. Did you consider watching that footage as part of your rehab? As part of your rehab?
Why?
Consider watching it as part of your rehab. Billie Joe Armstrong, as part of your rehab, we're going to have you watch the footage from the iHeartRadio convention.
You see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, let's watch it.
We're going to as part of his rehab.
Kidding me? What the I'm not Justin Bieber, you mother.
Crowd's cheering higher, cheering more.
Joking. Joke. I got 1 minute. 1 minute left. Oh, now I got nothing left. Let me show you what 1 minute.
The crowd loves it.
He starts breaking his guitar.
The best part is Mike Dern jumps in and breaks his bass, too.
Why is he outraged?
I like the way he jumps in as a team player.
Yeah.
I guess I'm pissed, too.
Lady tells him he loves him then. That's sweet.
Seems fine to me.
Wouldn't it be amazing if If it weren't for the bad side effects of drinking so much, have that other person who takes over during the blackout do a lot of the things you don't want to do.
Well, gotta love that idea.
I mean, because look, he's functioning just fine. Well, he
seems great.
But
I thought he was doing okay.
But up to that point, he'd been performing. He's like on autopilot, but he's doing all the Green Day songs.
Stardom is supposed to be about the privilege of saying no. Why didn't you turn down the show when it was offered? I would have if I was more sane. The insanity comes before the alcohol. When you look at things on a piece of paper, it just looks like, oh, this is 20 things we're doing. But then you end up someplace where you feel completely awkward. We played some things where we thought afterwards, ugh, why did we do that? It was part of our ambition at the same time. Doing a Broadway musical, I never thought we'd do that. Maybe I thought, iHeartRadio, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. It was a pop radio show that went terribly wrong. The consequences, including several months of canceled and postponed shows, hurt the sales of your 3 new records, too. There was no brand or no band to promote them. It was pretty weird going through withdrawals and watching Uno come out was not exactly what I had in mind. But I don't think of those 3 records as a failure. More important to me is my rock and roll spirit.
You're going into a rehab.
That comes before anything else. What it sells or ends up selling. I listened to 99 Revolutions on Trey and think it was one of the best things I ever wrote. I describe your first week of rehab. I was going through withdrawal. That was gruesome, lying on the bathroom floor and feeling like, ugh. I didn't realize how much that stuff affected me. It's not the stuff that's immediately in your system. It goes back to how long you've been using. It was working its way out. I was going through so much bleep. Even in the second week, I was like, I don't belong here. I'm not convinced. The sick part of it is I wanted to get all of the narcotics out of my system so I could start drinking. But that's the insanity of the whole thing. You make excuses. You rationalize. You can take a bleep in a mailbox. That doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
Okay. That's kind of a weird example, but sure.
Did you speak with Mike or Trey while you were in rehab? Did you know what they were feeling? There was semi-contact. I think Trey was scared. Life got real serious there for a while. Mike was effing pissed. Right when I got home after Las Vegas happened, he said all this stuff. It was everything within 3 or 4 sentences. You're scaring me. You're effing up your life. You're effing up everybody else's life. You need to get your bleep together. The great thing is that we've known each other for so long we can be like that without coming to blows. In about 3.5 weeks in rehab, after 3.5 weeks in rehab, I started going down to this donut shop to have coffee. And sure enough, one day, here comes Mike Dirnt walking down the street. We sat down, had a great talk. We've been friends since we were 10. Sometimes Green Day gets in the way of that because we're around so much. And that...
Fuddle down, Bill.
Yeah, there's another page or so, but it's really just a lot of the same.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And more stuff on writing and what sort of pushes him forward, and trying to do all these drunken things sober for a change.
Does it freak him out, or does he feel liberated by it?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. And then he gets back to talking about drinking at the end. I forgot about this. Does it seem ironic now that the alcohol helped? Because he basically says that, he has writing blocks now. Mm-hmm. It's sort of harder to move forward sometimes, whereas when he was all boozed up, it just sort of barfed out of his brain, and it just laid it down on paper, and everything seemed to work. Yeah, I can't remember the venue, but we were playing in Austin, Texas. It was a 2,000-seater. I was really nervous. That's when I decided to start drinking before shows. It started with 2 beers, then many more after that. Liquid courage. It made me loosen up and not give a bleep. As a punk rock kid, what was your take on rock's original fallen stars, Jimmy, Janis, and Morrison? Did you empathize with their excesses and insecurities or consider it weakness? I love the Doors. I think Jim Morrison is the first real rock star. There's people like Little Richard who was doing the flamboyant thing, but Morrison took it to another level, being a poet elegantly wasted. When I listen to those Doors records, it makes me want to get effed up, especially a song like Roadhouse Blues. Woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. It's the ultimate F you to society, any kind of conventional living. Can you tell a difference in what you're writing because of your recent experience? Is there a rehab album in the works? Oh, God, I hope not. I can only take it one song at a time. I just want to write good songs that people love, which is a tough thing to do. Oh, thank you. I'd love to do more stuff with Green Day that's 100% live. Sometimes I wish we would have recorded our last records that way. That Exile on Main Street feel where you just get some good tones and go? No. One thing I can't do is anything half-assed. I want to make sure everything is right, that the song is fully realized. I think of the first Ramones album and the first Clash album. Those songs are fully realized, well played. You can almost hear them doing it in the practice room. Mm-hmm. You can tell how time goes on when you fast forward to, and then they can't figure out what he's fast forwarding to.
That whole thing about being drunk, though,
yeah,
and helping him. That reminds you. Did you ever see the Tom Green sketch where he's like, everybody says you're funnier when you're drunk, so he got hammered? Do you remember that sketch at all?
Yeah, I do faintly. I just can't remember where it went or what happened.
It devolved into him being so wasted he was just puking the whole rest of the sketch.
Right. Okay.
So he wasn't?
Well, he was for a little while. I'll cue it up if you want to play any of it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, all you have to do is watch Steve-O on Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
The answer to that question.
Well, he was funnier. He was way funnier when he was hammered. Steve-O.
Is Steve-O throwing down shots still?
No, he's straight now. But remember
he's
when
boring.
he was on Adam Carolla had that brief show on TV?
Yeah.
And he had Steve-O, and Steve-O was so wasted, he goes, I want to strangle you. You know, he tried to...
There's Tom, if you want to see it.
Oh.
Show alcohol being drunk on television. So maybe I won't actually take sips out of this.
Oh, yeah,
the fact of the matter is this is hard stuff. This is rum and Coke, okay? See, people always say that I'm funnier when I'm drunk. That's what they've always told me. Everyone gets that. Hey, man, he's hilarious when he's drunk. So today on the show, what we're going to do is we're going to drink some rum, and we're going to see if it is true. Is the myth true? You're funnier when you're drunk.
Do you remember this at all?
You got to be careful and responsible when you drink.
Yeah, he's two drinks in now.
Realize that A, that is true.
It seems kind of familiar.
You have to be responsible when you drink. Or
this
B,
gets pretty bad, doesn't it?
People tend to ramble a little more when they're hammered.
Oh, yeah.
This chair is waterproof. I'm not going to do a funny, look, it's waterproof, pour the rum on the chair. Because, I mean, it still will have to be cleaned.
Yeah, a couple more drinks is Tom funnier. No, not really. He's just rambling more.
That's the facts. I'm just giving you the facts, okay? I know in my brain...
Look how wasted he is now 30 minutes later.
Yeah, boy.
In my brain, I'm saying, you gotta act drunk. I'm saying that at the same time that I really am drunk, okay? I don't know if you follow me here. I really am drunk, but I'm also acting drunk because I want the segment to be good.
So wasted.
I'm not really acting drunk. I don't have to do anything to act drunk. I'm no thespian. I'm no actor. I say thespian a lot. I like that whenever we're talking about acting, I say thespian. It's a funny word.
Just total tangents and rambling.
It's a question I'm asking me, and we'll answer this someday. Because I am
this
drunk.
we can jump forward. Let's see.
7 fucking jam
Whoa!
Oops. I'm at the point
Look
where...
at him now. Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Okay. He can't even stand up.
Yeah, he's just sprawled.
He's passing out on the couch.
Oh, nice.
I guess he is funnier when he's drunk. Oh, God, that feeling, man. Jeremy, making a television show. Oh. Now he's just accosting people on the street.
I want to drink. I just want to hug you, okay? I just want to hug you, okay?
This older man.
Take off it. Time to love.
Yeah, boy. All right. Well.
I'm drunk. It's time to love. I'm drunk. It's time to love. Okay? I'm in love with you. I'm drunk. I'm in love with you. I've been drinking rum since noon. It's 1:20. Oh, I'm in love with you.
God, he got hammered really fast, man. Super fast. Oh, well.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty average.
You don't like it?
Yeah. Let's see. It's 10:02. And just trying to think, is there anything to this Bill Armstrong deal? He does say, they talk about how long he wants to last. He mentioned, the Ramones album, the Clash album, his I guess his ultimate albums. The songs are fully realized, well played. You can almost hear them doing it in a practice room. Loves the business of recording live. And then they ask him, can you envision doing this at 50? Yeah. At 60? Oh, yeah, keep going. You have the Rolling Stones as a role model for that now. Of Great thing about the Stones, they become old bluesmen. Seeing them do on that 12-12-12 show, they blew everybody off the stage. So inspiring. And seeing all that white hair Keith Richards has now. You'll be back on the road soon. Have you, Mike, and Trey come up with some rules and changes, such as no alcohol backstage, to keep your sobriety going? Everybody knows it's coming. What's going to keep me from falling off the wagon? Where everybody's happy at the same time. So, yeah, we have to talk about that. Sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready. There's still the obsession for alcohol and the sleepless nights. But I have to work on it every day because I know what goes on out there. I'm hosting this giant party for people. 70 to 75% of the people in the audience have been getting a drink on. I've got to watch my step. Next time you want a drink, what will you have instead? I'll probably run outside, hail a taxi, go back to my hotel room and have a soda, probably a root beer. So there you go. And that's the only interview Bill Armstrong will be giving concerning Green Day's downtime and his rehab.